Well, hello lovely people. Welcome to Vlogmas day 14. I hope I got that right. Welcome. It's the afternoon here. I didn't come on earlier in the day because vocal rest and all that. Letting the voice slowly warm up for the day. Hopefully I'm not sounding too awful for all of you. I don't feel awful, like I've said before, it's just my voice really. And that's okay. I was looking at the window there for a sec because I thought a delivery man was going to come to my door. He's not. Our lovely delivery man is going next door. So that's fine. Right, so it's probably going to be, not probably, definitely, we're just going to do the one clip today. But I have a few things I wanted to catch you up on. And I wanted to share some Christmas games. We're going to do a bit of a show and tell. But first, let's just catch up. So today, what's been happening? Well, the good news is yesterday, it's a bit of a long story, but yesterday my job post for our open position went up on Indeed. It was already up everywhere else, but I've had this issue with Indeed where basically they banned me. I didn't do anything, I swear, earlier in the year, and it's taken so long to get them to like unflag my posts and remove the ban. Basically it's all silly reasons, like their algorithm is just catching the posts I'm doing for reasons that are, you know, I'm not discriminating against anybody, but it's picking it up as if it is, basically all sorts of nonsense. The good news is it finally posted yesterday and we've had a few applications over there, so I've got 2 interviews scheduled for next week now. Let's just keep our fingers crossed that we get a few more. Because always when I do interviews, there's some people who come and you're like, whoa, this is not for you. Or like straight away there's red flags, you know. So hopefully either one of them is great or really hopefully I get a few more interviews booked in. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's good news number 1. And then the rest of the day, I've been doing bits and pieces and I've been writing some music for these step and skip books. So the book I'm working on at the moment has a sports theme. Each piece is a different sport. And I had the other 2 that I've done in this series all have lyrics. And then as I was writing these, actually these suit better not to have lyrics. So that's fun. So I'm just writing them, you know, musically. I'm not writing lyrics for them. And I thought at the end of the video today, I might play one of the ones I've been working on today for you just for fun. So I'm going to put that in at the end. But yeah, I've been working on those and just taking it a bit easy, you know. Hopefully you do this for yourself too. If you're feeling a bit under the weather, even if it's nothing major that would make you miss work, like this isn't. It is a signal from your body, hey, take it easy, I need to recover. So, you know, take things a bit slower. And the reason I'm able to do that in the work that I do is that I schedule everything way in advance. So sometimes people are a bit shocked. For instance, like if composers get in touch with me and they want a book review here on the channel, or I'm working on games or whatever, and I tell people when they're for, and they're like, whoa. I've even had people say, basically, oh, I work faster than that. And I'm like, it's not about working faster. I can work fast. What I'm avoiding is this like urgency, because that doesn't serve anyone. It's not like we're in an industry, or I work in an industry where things actually have to be up to the minute, you know? I'm not actually reacting to the latest news or the latest tech that's come out. Sure, these things sometimes affect us, but for the most part, pedagogy is pedagogy, right? It stays the same. So anyway, all that to say, the reason I'm able to take more breathing room sometimes is because I work really hard the rest of the time and I'm working on stuff that's for months and months away. So speaking of which, let's start our little show and tell, shall we? The first 5 here I've got for you are not Christmas games. I just thought you might like to see, because these ones are the finished versions of the ones you saw me do a little bit of work on. So you saw a little glimpse of these in sped up mode. So these are all for next year. They're kind of going out one month after the other. So they're not all going at the same time. Starting from mid next year, something like that. Zafia Zebra, Gina Giraffe, and we have Kayla Kangaroo. So I think they turned out really fun. I'm really happy with how those have worked out. All the printing, putting together and photographing was done by my wonderful husband, part of his job. Next thing I have for you looks a bit scary, so please, content warning. I realize this looks crazy, but I thought you might like to see the progress. This is my goat so far, and it looks insane. Embroidery halfway through, at least the style of embroidery I do, which is very like sketchy, looks totally demented. I mean, it doesn't help that it's a goat, because goats look a bit strange in the best possible way, but goats are weird looking, yeah? So I just think it's so funny at the moment, like what is it? Anyway, in the end, it will look slightly less strange, but still pretty strange, and I think my friend's gonna love it, even though it looks bizarre. And yeah, Christmas games. So I've been taking all these out, so I keep all our seasonal games in, like I have a category in my games collection that you've seen that's just seasonal, and I keep them all up there, and then I just take them down and put them out on the shelf so that they're really obvious, especially for the other teachers who work here, that they can just see them, they're right there, and they're more encouraged therefore to use them, because otherwise we wouldn't tend to think of the seasonal games because we have like curricula we're following and etc. So here are some of them. This is Christmas Tree Match. Remember, you can find all of these in the library, and if you're looking for Christmas games, you just go to the menu Seasonal and then click on Christmas and you'll see them all there. Anyway, this is Christmas Tree Matchup. So these are like, there's different pieces. This requires more cutting out, so fair warning about that one. It's great for beginners. I love that for group classes. I actually might use it this Saturday. Something I haven't told you is our piano party. One of our piano parties is coming on Saturday. So those are monthly group workshops that any of the students can sign up for. Generally they're for my younger students. Younger as in like elementary or primary school age. So yeah, we might use that one on Saturday. And we have Build a Snowman, which is similar, so I put them together. There's all the snowman parts, see his hat there, and then there's symbols on the back, so you have to match them together. Even more cutting out required for that one because like he's got sticks with mittens, can you see in the corner? So I realize that's a bit ridiculous. Whenever I do ones that require a lot of cutting, they're always bonuses in vibrant music teaching. They're never one of our like 5 releases that I'm promising per month, just because I don't want people to be upset if they're like, oh gosh, I can't cut that out. Like, not can't, but don't have the time to. I get it. It's just for those of us that enjoy that sort of thing. Then we have Reindeer Race. Oh dear, now that I'm looking at it, those cards need to be resorted, don't they? Looks like at least one elastic band has exploded there. See him? Hopefully it's just one, and then I can easily group them back together. Recently I've been using paper clips instead of elastic bands for my game cards. I'm like just like squishing them out of shape because obviously that's thicker than you would usually use a paper clip for. But I find that the longer I've been doing this, the more I realize elastic bands expire. Like, they do not last beyond a few years, which, you know, is fair enough. They last a few years, but they dry out and then they crack, and then you end up with that kind of situation. So I'll replace that with a paper clip. But anyway, Reindeer Race, I love this one. It works with, there's like 4 different levels in the full version that's available to members. There's 4 different levels. So you can use it with like a beginner, beside a intermediate, whatever. 4 options for levels for your students to play together. So I love that one. This one is a more like advanced, I'd call it a late intermediate in terms of music theory. So it's definitely for like probably your teens. It's called Adornament. If you're not a member, you're just like witnessing all these ridiculous puns now, and you're like, what? Yes, we like to call them silly things. It doesn't mean they don't have pedagogical value, it just means I'm entertaining myself. Anyway, so in this one you add ornaments to pine branches. It's not very kiddie looking, and they're ornaments, which is why it's called adornment. Yeah, you get the idea. I have 2 copies of this one somehow. Christmas Tree Climb. So this is note names base after treble G, so middle C sort of position, even though I don't use middle C position, and steps and skips. So it's a great beginner primer kind of review one. I'm making a bigger and bigger mess as we go. This one, unfortunately, I can't give to you, but anyway, I'll show you. This was Striking Stockings. It was available exclusively for curious piano teachers. I made it for their community quite a few years ago now. So, but we'll use it here in the studio. I just can't give it to you because it's part of that original project for them. But yeah, it's a fun one, major chord inversions. And then we have Prickly, which kind of looks like Rickley. The P is under there. Prickly Holly. Ones like this, even Adornment, definitely build a snowman. They're not really Christmas, so they're very appropriate if you have like a multi-denominational studio and you don't want to use things that are overly Christmassy, but you do want festive things. I think this is another great one for that. It's just beginner note values, so quaver, crotchet, you'll see the symbols there. I know they're backwards, but anyway. Yeah, so it's a great one for beginners. And then lastly, this is the one I'm using in my lessons today. I have a group of 3 buddy students and I'm going to get them to work together on this. So they're just going to do it as a team. That particular buddy group needs a bit more team building. All 3 of them are like naturally kind of competitive game players. It's never like nasty, but I still think they need a bit of bonding in their games. So yeah, they're going to be putting together some gifts. There's the lids for the boxes and you match them up to what the labels say. So I'm going to be using that one today. So hopefully, if you remember, that gave you some inspiration for ones you can look up in the library if you want to. We have all sorts of non-themed games as well if you want to filter by concept or level or whatever. So yeah, that's going to be me for today. Was there a request I had to answer? No, it was just about the thinking theory videos, so that's all good. I have sort of 50-50 in terms of people saying make them digital whiteboard, like on screen, and make them real physical whiteboard. I think I might be leaning towards the physical version. I think having someone actually talking to you rather than just a voiceover, yeah, it might look less slick in some ways, but I think it's I have this hunch that you retain the knowledge better when you see, it'll be like probably like, yeah, some editing to chop and change things together, but I'm thinking not voiceover style this time for book 4. It might be easier, or yeah, more durable learning. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm gonna leave you now and I'm going to play you out with one of the little pieces I wrote today. So again, these are from my collection that's designed to be for beginner readers who've learned about steps and skips, but they just need more reading practice before moving forward with other intervals and things like that. So hope you enjoy and I'll see you tomorrow.